Disclaimer, I was editing through this and realized my brain is not on and I sound really fucking stupid throughout this entire thing, but just know, I'm trying. Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Biscuit. I'm feeling lazy today because I've been having lots of troubles recording things. I finally did get something recorded, but it actually turned out to be a really long recording, so I want to take the time to edit it. And so I'll get it out tomorrow, but I want to have a video for today that won't take too long, so I'm going to talk real quick about something that I've been noticing is trending, and it's the Ghostbusters remake with all females, and the fact that it's gotten such a huge backlash. Myself, I'm not really for it, but simply because I don't want another reboot of an old movie that was already good. If I wanted to watch Ghostbusters, I would watch Ghostbusters. I don't like they've tried to reboot so many movies and they hardly ever come out well. We don't need another rebooted movie. But a big issue for a lot of other people, the fact that it's all women. I don't care about that, but apparently a lot of people do, and I find that interesting. Why do so many people care that the new Ghostbusters would be all women? Like the general consensus, consensus, whatever. The idea that seems to be most commonly portrayed by people who are against it is that all women is a sort of a gimmick, and in a way it is, because like the fact that they're casting only women is simply for the sake of it being only women, and like big whoop. I mean, I'm all for equality, but I say equality. I don't say gender equality. I don't say racial equality. I just say equality because I could not give less of a shit about your gender or your race or religion or any of those things. They don't matter to me. They really don't. And so when you purposely focus certain aspects of people and put it in there, well then now you're putting a bias, and I'm not interested. I mean, if they want to do a movie with all women, then they have every right and they can do that. Like, sure, okay, cool. You know, I don't care. I have nothing against it. If they want to do an all-female Ghostbusters, sure. But I just don't want to see a reboot of Ghostbusters. I'd rather they make an all-female cast of an original, you know, ghost comedy-related thing. I don't know. Because, I mean, they easily could. They easily could make it completely original and redone and interesting. But the fact that they put the word Ghostbusters on it is a good hint that it's not going to be. Like, I just have a feeling that it wouldn't be well made. And so then, like, what's even the point? Because, you know, there are a lot of feminists who are like saying that we need this movie because there's such a huge backlash against it for being all women. And you know, what good does it do if it's a shitty movie? Because if there is an issue with misogyny, in which case misogynistic thinking people are against it because it's an all female cast, having a shitty movie is not going to help change their minds. In fact, even if it was a good movie, I don't think it would do much to change their minds. I don't think having a movie with all women really do much to progress, you know, the acceptance of women. And it's not like we have a complete and utter lack of movies that have strong female, you know, characters in it or female actresses. There are plenty of movies where females have done brilliant roles. We don't need to prove that, you know, the proof's there. However, I will say that well, I don't support the movie. I support people who are, you know, trying to put backlash against people backlashing the movie based off the fact that it's a female cast. Because a lot of people who are complaining, they're not just like, oh, I don't want it. They're like, man, I hate this idea. This is stupid. It is dumb. And it's like, stop being so whiny. Why are so many guys so fucking whiny and insecure about their gender? Like, I've noticed a lot of times when there's arguments between men and women over issues, you know, like, you know, over gender issues, the men tend to be really fucking whiny. And it's embarrassing. Just stop. I mean, women can be really whiny too. Being whiny is just a human trait. You know, it doesn't matter. Again, gender doesn't matter when it comes to being whiny. But the way that men are whiny is different than the way that women tend to be whiny. Because for men, what I've noticed is that their whininess is more directly related to themselves, while women might tend to whine more about other people. It's just interesting. It's like interesting, you know, psychological facts and whatnot. But I mean, in any situation where there's any conflict between two parties, I can almost always just recommend psychology. If both groups just had an understanding of how the human brain works and why men and women might be thinking differently, you know, or why they might be thinking the same, just what goes into the thought process and people's opinions and forming ideas, and, you know, what your physical sex has to do with that, and, you know, your even your race, can kind of affect. But then, like, I mean, like genetics, just genetics as a whole, everything about where you came from can affect who you are as a person, and all of these different aspects go into you and who you are. But like the only issue is prejudice, really. Like when if you are the kind of person who like sees a woman and automatically thinks, okay, so since she's female, this and this and this is true, that's where you're wrong. Where it would make sense is to go, okay, I know females can be this way because of this, and then you get to know that person, then you can kind of use your knowledge of other people to figure out what's going on with them. It's like humans are a lot more mechanical than a lot of people might want to think. You can figure out what different parts of them make them do what.
Mar.
That's a very delicious caller. Anyways, I'm sorry to just ramble on, and I'll talk about psychology stuff more later. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should try doing this while I'm playing games. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap.